It is the voice of Trayvon Martin, if not by your technical analysis, because George Zimmerman has said there were two people present at the incident, himself and Trayvon Martin.
Well, I have nothing to compare to Trayvon Martin. George Zimmerman identified himself on the 911 call. In that respect, there's no question about who that made the George Zimmerman 911 call. As far as whether or not it's Trayvon Martin, I can't say one way or the other. I don't have anything to compare. How
about accuracy of your tests? How successful have you been in reaching these conclusions that then don't get challenged?
Well, the software itself, is extremely accurate. I've run it against 300 voices, testing 300 voices, and it was better than 99% in all cases. And there has to be a minimum criteria in terms of the quality of the audio. The Zimmerman call has a signal-to-noise ratio of 26 dB, which is very high in our world, in the forensic audio world.
Which means what, Tom, that it is very accurate?
It's very clear.
Very clear.
That it's very clear. Unlike a lot of 911 calls, they're not so clear.
Mm-hmm. Tom, were you asked to perform these tests?
Yes, Jeff Weiner at the Orlando Sentinel asked me about the science generally, because I've been around. I've been doing it for 30 years, and then I let him know that possibly he may want to look at the biometric side of it and so forth, and he asked me if I would do that, and I agreed to do that, and that's what you hear on the newspaper's website. I prepared special tapes and those tapes if you wish.
Tom, are you ever contacted by police departments? Did the Sanford Police Department contact you?
No, not that I'm aware of.
They have not contacted you. Would it be unusual for a police department to contact someone with your area of expertise and have them analyze 911 tapes like that in conducting their investigation?
No, I did the Sheila Davalou case in Connecticut for a police department, for the prosecutor's office.
Okay. I'm curious if this is a large group of people that conduct these types of specific inquiries. I mean, have you heard of anybody in your field being approached by the Sanford Police Department, asked to conduct voice identification analysis?
No, not to my knowledge.
Are there a lot of people who do this? I mean, would you be the guy in the area to do this?
Well, let's say I have the most longevity in this field. It's a very long process. It's a 2-year mentoring program, and you have to do hundreds of cases and pass both written test and practical test and so forth. So there aren't many. There's 9 voice identification examiners certified in the world.
Okay, Tom, start to finish, from getting access to the 911 tapes to coming to the conclusion, how long did that take?
Couple days.
Couple days of what? You working full-time on this, or do you have to?
Pretty much so.
So hours. How long did you listen to these tapes and go through the analysis?
It took me about 4 hours to prepare the tapes so that they can be used in the program, and of course I was listening to them at the time I was doing that. And I don't know, I would say probably 10 or 15 hours total.
And that would be typical for a tape with this sort of length of time that you're able to analyze?
Yes.
Okay. Tom Owen, I want to thank you very much for speaking with us, particularly since this is one of the most important things to come out of this case, certainly in the last 24 hours, if not prior to that. Tom, thank you.
Thanks, Alan.
Trayvon's hometown of Miami is having a protest today. Here's a live look, in fact, at Bayfront Park, where organizers expect thousands of people this afternoon, including Trayvon's parents and local lawmakers. Events are also planned in New York City, Chicago, and Minneapolis.